areas are you responsible for under the corporate comms umbrella?
Yeah, so it's technically it's internal and external communications. So we do a lot of stakeholder relations, some public affairs, media relations, internal communications. We have about 58,000 employees now, so the organization has really grown internationally and nationally as well. We're in the process of growing our presence in Florida by acquiring 4 hospitals down there. So we really touch every aspect of the enterprise and do crisis communication, a lot of executive communication, leadership communication. We have a new CEO that started in January of this year, and we're underway with a 5-year strategic plan. So internal communications has really been a big priority of ours going forward.
And so Toby Cosgrove was your CEO
Yes.
for like 13, 14 years.
Yes.
And you have a new CEO.
Right.
How has the transition been?
It's great. Thankfully, we've known them all. Cleveland Clinic does a great job of grooming leaders internally. So, Dr. Mihatovic is well prepared, and it's been a smooth transition because Dr. Cosgrove is still very active with the Cleveland Clinic, serving as an executive advisor. So I see him just as much as I used to see him. So now I'm spending a lot of time with both of them, which is wonderful.
And they're both surgeons, is that right?
They're both heart surgeons.
Heart
And most
surgeons.
people I know have not reported to a heart surgeon before. And they're very efficient, high expectations, a lot of fun to work with, and really smart. And, it's just, I think the biggest change has been the difference in style. And I think, really adjusting to a brand new style quickly is key in communications.
And that's sort of what Cleveland Clinic started as sort of a cardio. Was it based in like cardiology?
No,
or
not at all. Everybody
wasn't?
thinks that because we're ranked #1 in heart care in the United States, according to U.S. News and World Report. But it actually was founded, we're coming up almost on our 100th anniversary, and we were founded by 4 physicians who fought together in the World War II. And they decided that their most effective teamwork was to act as a unit. And so they started really that team approach to care. At the same time, they really had a focus on reinvesting. So they all took a salary and reinvesting all of the money that was above their salaries back into the organization, which is still our model today, which allows us to really grow. So our employees, our physicians are all employed by the Cleveland Clinic here on our main campus.
Nice. Well, everyone has sort of this, I guess, sliding doors moment that you have to make this big decision in your life where you're like, I could do this or I could do this, and then it impacts your whole career. Have you ever had like a sliding doors moment where it's this one instance that just changed your whole life, but maybe you didn't know it at the time?
I think it was a slow build over time, where we've taken on more and more responsibility, and one day you wake up and say, my gosh, we have a lot of responsibility on our plate. And I think, I feel very honored to lead my team because I have such a great team. And I think it was more of a slow build than a wow moment for me. And just realizing that you wake up one day and you're so in love with your career. I'm passionate about the industry and healthcare. And I always joke around, I say I have the best job in healthcare in my hometown of Cleveland, Ohio.
It's exciting.
Yes.
So what is the most challenging part of your job? Because you obviously love your job,
yes,
but there's challenges that come with it too. So what do you
Yeah.
think is the most challenging?
I think the fast pace of it and, information overload and, there's so many shifting priorities. And, for us going through a transition, we've got a whole new leadership team and really trying to figure out, what are their priorities? How do we rally them together or keep them on message? I think the fast pace, we get between 500 to 600 media requests a week, and it's a very busy office. And we're often sort of the go-to for media on important healthcare topics in a pinch when we're not given a lot of time to work on it. So I think deadlines. I know PR is one of the most stressful professions, right, in the country, and I think being able to help your team sort of get through that, because there's, especially during big transitions, there's uncertainty, a very high stress, high demanding job. We've got to produce a lot of information, respond quickly on deadline, like any communication office, but it's I think a little extra stressful in a healthcare environment because it's 24/7 all the time.
And then you have both internal and external audiences to deal with.
Right, and everything that we say externally, we want our employees to know first, good, bad, or ugly. And I think, really coming together quickly to get the right messaging together, and responding to challenging situations. It's very stressful. It's very fast paced. And one of my coworkers and I, we always say it's not for the faint at heart. And there are a lot of people that can't really thrive in that kind of environment. So, you want to help the employees who really struggle with that, and try to help the ones that, can kick in.
It is really stressful, and it's never, it's never like a 9 to 5.
Right.
And things can just get turned on its head so fast.
I mentioned earlier we had a call about an active shooter in our hospital, one of our hospitals, and immediately we train and we prepare, but the emotional drain, that some of our fellow caregivers could be harmed is even adds another layer of stress there. Thankfully, everyone was fine, and it didn't turn out to be as bad as it could have been.
I guess it's a good way to sort of practice in what you think is a real situation. Right. So that's good. So this one we usually don't publish, or we haven't yet, but what is your favorite curse word?
Wow, so many.
If you curse, do you? Really? Yeah.
Let's see. I've been hanging around my British friends, so the only one I can say on camera would be bugger.
That's pretty mild. But yeah, bugger's good. Or bollocks. I like that too.
Yeah.
If I was hanging around with a British person. What is your favorite movie and why?
Ooh. One that comes to mind is Charlie Wilson's War.
I never saw Charlie Wilson's War.
It's a great movie.
It's with Tom Hanks, and it's just, I like history. I like, learning about history. I like modern version through the theaters, but I just like history. I'm reading.
Do you read a lot of books?
I'm reading a book called Sapien right now.
Oh yes, the
Yes.
Yuval Noah
And
Harari book.
I'm just obsessed with, kind of ancient civilization and history, and when it comes alive in a Hollywood movie, there's nothing better.
Yeah. Have you read his other book?
Not yet. Not
It's
yet.
really good. I'm actually reading right now his 21 lessons for the 21st century that he just came out with.
Yeah,
So
those are on my list.
that's a good one. Yeah, I loved The Sapiens.
Yeah.
It was really
Fascinating,
good.
and just relating it to modern day.
Yes. And in his the Homo Deus, it sort of talks about the human 2.0.
Yeah.
So
Can't
that'll
wait.
be good.
Can't wait to read it.
Yeah, it's really good. You just have to get through it because they're kind of long.
Yeah, right.
There's a lot. So what is your favorite book or why?
Favorite book.
And why, not or why. Favorite book and why.
I don't think I have one favorite book, but I do, like I said, I like to read about history, politics, the history of politics, just kind of learn from, previous times and what's applicable today. I've read a lot of the books about the different presidents over the years.
Any good recommendations, stuff you've read recently?
I'm not good at that. I haven't read a lot lately. I've been too busy.
That's
I would recommend Sapien, though.
Sapien's really good. So what is your least favorite word?
No.
No? No?
No. That was just off the top of my head. I think, you're sort of, I'm someone who doesn't like to say, I can't do this, or I don't want to do this, or I don't like to be told you can't do this, because I feel like there's always a way to do something, whether it's vacation travel or a big project at work. I don't know. I don't like the word no.
So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you can get more of In a Car with IPR.
Thank you for watching this episode of In a Car with IPR. Want to make a tax-deductible contribution to support this series and fund research in the profession? Please visit us at instituteforpr.org/contribute.